My name is Peter Stokes. I'm the Capacity Building Manager at Torbay Community Development Trust. Okay, so the Torbay Volunteering Forum started, the first one was July 2015. It was very well attended. I was at Paignton Library, and really it was formed as a response to a wide need that I'd seen since starting in May 2015 in my initial role here as Volunteer Centre Manager. The people I'd met with had expressed quite a common interest in learning about subjects such as volunteer retention and equality and diversity and things like benefits while volunteering, which a lot of people were unclear about. And actually those were the subjects of the first 3 workshops we did at the very first forum. I ran one of the workshops and we had 2 guest presenters on the others, and we also had a panel discussion on young people volunteering, and particularly under 18s, under 16s. Again, it was a common problem we were hearing out and about with people. They weren't sure whether they could take on young volunteers. We had young volunteers contacting us saying they couldn't find placements. So we had, I think it was 3 people with some knowledge in the subject area, plus 1 young person who'd been trying to volunteer for his Duke of Edinburgh scheme. And it was really well received. We had people submitting questions in advance with some questions from the floor. The whole event was really positive, and we've stuck with that format ever since. So we always have opening address, 3 workshops, tea break with some networking, then a panel discussion, and then a networking lunch. And really it's to meet the needs, it's to get people to come together, to collaborate, to share ideas, to recognise that they have the strength and knowledge among themselves to learn from each other. And actually it's taken a bit of time, but it's really got to a point now where people are stepping forward and appreciate that they do hold expertise. So less and less staff from this Torbay CDT are delivering workshops, and more staff from our member groups are stepping forward and delivering the workshops, sitting on the panel discussions and really taking the lead with the forum, which is fantastic.
Hi, my name's Thea Jones. I work at South Devon College in the University Centre.
Great, thank you, Thea. And how do you enjoy the forum today?
I thought it was really good. It's my first time at the forum like this. It's been really great, been able to kind of network with people and kind of got loads of ideas to go back to and feedback to people at the college about.
Great, and which workshops did you do?
I did the managing and engaging student volunteer workshop with Frankie from Paignton Zoo.
Brilliant, and how was that?
It was really good. I kind of learned all about the kind of opportunities to get involved in raising and giving at Plymouth University, and I think a lot of those ideas we can then take and look at implementing at South Devon College, because I think that's definitely a really good opportunity to kind of get more involvement from student volunteers.
Brilliant, and did you find the panel discussion useful?
Definitely, yeah. I think it was really good to kind of think about some options which maybe we hadn't considered before. I know a lot of our students are volunteering as part of their course, and they're finding out actually through doing that they're kind of getting an idea of maybe where they want to go in their future careers, which wasn't an option before.
Brilliant. And what was your favourite part of the forum?
I think my favourite part was the cake was very nice, but other than that, I think it's been meeting Frankie from Paignton Zoo, because I think that's been a really good opportunity, because we've been speaking about kind of potential other volunteering opportunities, and both as kind of previous Plymouth students we've talked about our own experiences, and also kind of looking at student volunteers and kind of some of the issues that we face and the challenges, but also the opportunities.
Brilliant. And will you come again?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, love to.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So I'm Brendon Pollard. I work for Shekinah at the Leonard Centre, homeless hostel in Torquay.
How did you enjoy the forum today?
I really enjoyed the forum. I've got some great stuff to take away with me to put into my new project that I'm working with at the moment, supporting people who are homeless and moving into their own accommodation. So I picked up some good tips today from the workshops.
Great, fantastic. Which workshops did you do?
Do you know what? I can't remember. Name the workshops and I'll tell you which one I did.
There was the RAP, the Wellness Recovery Action Plan.
No.
Volunteers. Student volunteers?
Student volunteers.
Great, and how was that?
It was good because At the moment, we've got a core of volunteers that worked on the Torbay End Street homelessness campaign, who are majority were from the Towns project, which do the winter night shelter. So it's the churches. So I want to get sort of a bit more of an eclectic mix of volunteers. So students would be good. So maybe part-time workers, middle-aged part-time workers, and some younger people. So that student element would be really good for me. So I'm going to probably access that in September.
Great, fantastic. And
Yeah.
how do you find the panel discussion?
That was really interesting, actually, because obviously I have a personal experience of volunteering and what that actually did for me, and what I actually wanted out of volunteering when I went into volunteering. I think, as I said in the discussion, it was about maybe just filling a bit of time, building up some new social circles, getting something on my CV, because I hadn't worked for a long time. So that was quite a nice thing to hear, that people just don't. It wasn't about a CV for me. So it was more of like just getting some experience around life and people. Because I was very sort of socially anxious at the time. I didn't have a lot of social skills or much conversation. I'd just talk about the weather or football. So it's just established a lot of stuff for me. So it was a great experience and a good discussion.
Yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it? Because a few people made that same point, and in fact I have personal experience the same as you. I started for a different reason and went in, but a few people in the room had that, and it was quite an interesting twist that we maybe assume that CV building is the motivation, but actually it can be a secondary thing that comes later.
I think, possibly, and people who do actually go into it to build their CV get a lot more from it than they bargain for. So there's probably that element as well, because it's very worthwhile. As I said, I started getting paid for what I was doing, and it changed me. Just changed me a little bit. I do volunteer still, but there was an element of it. I'm getting paid, and it just wasn't the same. There was this shift that I wasn't volunteering anymore. It didn't feel as exciting or as motivating as it did before, which was quite strange. I actually recognised this shift in me, which was quite a pivotal moment.
Right. And what was your favourite part of the forum?
I think the discussion, actually, because that's always good when people can just freely talk. The workshop was great, but the actual discussion where people can freely talk and air their views and maybe challenge a little bit as well, that's always healthy.
Fantastic. Will you come again?
I would definitely come again. I'll see you here next year.
Good man.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks very much.
3 months' time.
3 months, lovely. See you then.
Excellent. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.